Hey, what's going on, Who That Nation? It is yours truly, TJ Jones, the host of the State of the Saints podcast. And this is the 10th edition of the State of the Saints podcast, Draft Prospect Edition. On this edition, we're going to be talking about quarterback Justin Herbert. We're going to be talking about Justin Herbert out of Oregon, and could he possibly land with the New Orleans Saints? This pick right here would be a long shot for the New Orleans Saints. A lot of people think very highly of Justin Herbert. Last season, a lot of people had him going as the #1 pick in last year's NFL draft, but we all know that he decided to go back to Oregon for one more year and kind of polish himself up. And I think his last season did him some justice. I think it probably helped him out tremendously, him going back to school. Justin Herbert, he's one of those guys that probably going to be in the top 10 among quarterbacks that are drafted, probably, or even players in a first round of NFL draft. He's probably going to be like a top 10 pick. I like him very much, man. I like his upside. He's a big, tall guy. He has a nice arm. He has a lot of good qualities about him, man. Number one is his decision making. You never really see him put the ball into harm's way. You don't see him really turn the ball over. He's also one of those guys that can scramble out of the pocket. He's not afraid to go out there and try to fight for those extra yards. If the pocket breaks down, he can probably, slide a little bit, get you a first down. And also, man, just some of the passes that he can throw into tight windows. He's a really good quarterback. One thing that he kind of lacks, and I think this is a quality that I feel like all quarterbacks need, is his leadership. They said for the last couple of years he was at Oregon, he was never elected team captain. He was he was one of those guys that kind of was just a part of the team. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was one of those guys who a lot of people just thought that he could step it up just a tad bit more, have a little bit more control of the huddle. And that could kind of hurt you in the long run. You can't teach leadership, man. That's something that you can't coach, man. It's something that is just built inside of a guy. It's something that he has to have, and something that Justin Herbert kind of lacked. But I don't think a team would, shy away from him just due to the fact that, he doesn't have that true quality. It didn't hurt his play at all. I watched him in a Rose Bowl against Wisconsin, and I watched him a couple more games where, the games were nip and tuck. And he took control of that offense, man, and drove him down the field and made plays. I got a lot of respect for Justin Herbert, but as far as him being with the New Orleans Saints, I don't see that happening, man. It's something, man, catastrophic got to happen, you know what I'm saying, for him to drop all the way to 24. I don't see the Saints moving up to try to get Justin Herbert. Not the fact that he's, once again, a terrible quarterback, but I just feel like, they wouldn't want to just do that. He's going to be a guy that's going to be beneficial to somebody's team. He's probably going to be like a middle-of-the-pack quarterback. I don't see him being an elite quarterback, but he is going to be a guy that can lead his team to the playoffs. He is going to be a guy that's going to get better year after year. And if the Saints were to get him, I'm just saying this, in scenarios, from a scenario standpoint, it would be beneficial to them because he has a lot of good things about him. And if you were to put him in a system, with Sean Payton, Sean Payton will utilize his strengths. If he was to get drafted, learning under Drew Brees, I think that would help him out as well. But on a scale of 1 to 10, I feel like the Saints would draft Justin Herbert. I'm going to have to give this a 4, man. I just don't see that happening. He's too good. He's too elite. And some of the eyes of some of these, mock draft makers out there, the Mel Kipers and the Ty McShays, they think of him as an elite quarterback in the future. So I don't see him being a New Orleans Saint. But I would love to hear from you. What do you think about Justin Herbert? Do you think the New Orleans Saints have an opportunity or a chance to get Justin Herbert? Should they take it? Comment down below, like and share this video. This has been the State of the Saints podcast. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel, youtube.com. Search the State of the Saints podcast. And also, the State of the Game podcast is also available on YouTube. Till next time, all I got to say is, who dat?